My name is LaShawn Spotted Bear, and I'm here at the Fort Worth Museum of Science and History. And what I do here is I'm called the curator. So I take care of the things that you would see whenever you would visit a museum. This one's called the Great Horned Owl, and I bet you can see how he got his name. He's called great because of his size. When they say great, they mean something very large, and he is a large owl. In fact, we can tell that he's pretty large by looking at his wingspan as well. You can see how it stretches from his body all the way to the very tips of his wings. The next owl I'd like to show you is totally different from the great horned owl. In fact, when I look at it, it sticks out. And I mean that in a good way because it's really neat to see how different the feathers are, the coloring of the feathers are from the great horned owl. Right. The next owl I'd like to show you is called a barred owl. A little bit different than the great horned owl because of the coloring. And actually it looks like he has stripes on his body. And he does. He has little lines that go across his chest this way, and then lines that go kind of up and down. And that's how he gets his name, Barred. It looks kind of like it reminds me of a candy bar, but that's how he gets his name, the barred owl. And so when I turn it over, we can really see the insides of the bone. And I said it's empty or hollow on the inside. It reminds me of a straw. You know how it's kind of tough around the outside but empty whenever you drink your drink? Well, here's the emptiness right here. In fact, I can put my little finger, and run it all the way almost to the very end. Yeah. So it's empty on the insides, and it hardly weighs anything. Now what's neat is that sometimes those bird bones are very strong. Well, I think, well, why is it so, if it's so hollow or empty, how can it be strong? Well, at the inside, you can kind of see that there's more bone growth right here. And that's what makes it so tough. Yeah, looks like there's little strings, but that's actually bone. And so that's what makes it very, very strong. So when they eat that whole mouse or that whole rat, they swallow it whole, bones, fur, meat, and all. What happens is it goes straight to their stomach. And that's where their stomach starts to use those things for the owl. So a lot of times it'll use the meat of their prey or the meat of their mouse. But what the owl's body does not need is the fur and the bones. And so what happens is that the body has to get rid of it. And so it coughs it up. And pretty soon you have what we call an owl pellet. Here is Sigmund, and he's a live owl. And whenever I take him out, people think he's so cute because he's so small. And they want to know how old he is. Because a lot of times they think he's a baby. But he's actually a grown-up. Yeah, he's an adult owl. Screech owls are just small owls. I want to thank you so much for joining me today on Owl's Adaptation Exploration. You know a lot. And I hope you learned something different and is really glad to be in your classroom.